respect. A conversation that we have every Saturday is around property, million rand listing. How do we make sure that you get the best out of any property deal you go into? Because I know it's a Saturday morning, you're probably going to go to some listings, look at a couple of apartments, maybe a couple of homes, perhaps for yourself, but perhaps to rent out as well. That process is one that we need to be very, very careful when we engage it, to know every and any possible hiccup that could come our way, because it is 20 years of financial commitment, and so that's why we have the conversation. Dr.
Good morning, Katleho.
Do you own a gun?
No.
Would you ever own a gun?
No.
Why?
I don't see a need.
You never feel like there's moments where you go, just trying?
No.
Okay. And if you've got kids, no?
Yes.
Male, female?
2 boys.
2 boys.
Yes.
If they came to you one day and said, I'm going to buy a gun, would you keep them from doing it?
Well, if they're of age, they live in their own apartments, I guess I've got no authority over them.
Okay. So
Yes.
you don't have a problem with it, you just don't want to have it yourself?
In my house, no guns.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Let's stop talking about guns and talk about transfers. We're talking the transfer process.
Yes.
3 attorneys involved in this particular space.
Yes.
Who are they? What are their roles?
That's the beauty. Most people are not aware that there are 3 attorneys involved. Okay? You have your transfer attorney, who is going to transfer the property from me to you. You have the bond attorney, and you have a cancellation bond attorney. Okay.
Can I ask this? Okay.
Yes.
So why the need for 3 attorneys? Couldn't one attorney just do all this work?
That's the beauty, yes. That's a very good question. Okay. The first attorney's job is to transfer the property literally from the seller to the buyer.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the second attorney is doing what we call a mortgage bond application. Okay. So you have a bond with ABSA
Okay.
to buy Mr. Cohen's property. Okay. So you have a contract with ABSA. So then you're going to have a bond attorney. Now, remember, the seller, in most cases, not everybody owns their own property. They still own the bank.
Yeah.
Then you go, that bond needs to be cancelled. So we have what you call a bond cancelling attorney.
Again, I ask you this question. Why the need for 3 separate ones? Is it a speciality thing of sorts? Or is it, I mean, why can one attorney not just handle this entire process?
I think if there are 3, it makes the whole process go swiftly and quicker.
Okay.
If there had to be 1 attorney, it will be an unjust enrichment, simply because 1 attorney will get a cancellation from the bank,
Okay.
will get a bond from the bank,
Okay.
and they will get a transfer from from the buyer or the seller.
Also,
So
it's
what
not
about other
legislated,
attorneys? Yes. It's going to be an unfair competition, so you need a competition to be fair.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
1 attorney can do the whole job,
Yeah.
okay? But, in terms of competition, it's not going to be okay.
I am
for
the
other attorneys.
buyer of the property. Am I responsible for finding all 3? How does this work? Who am I
Okay,
responsible
as
for
the
getting?
buyer, you're going to pay the bond attorneys, and you're also going to pay the transfer attorneys.
Okay.
Yes.
And I bring them together, or do they communicate? I mean, how
No, they
much of that
communicate
process-
as soon as the bond has been granted.
Okay.
You're going to be communicating with your transferring attorney, and your bond attorney will be calling you, and then the bond cancellation attorney will be calling the seller. Then all those documents, once they are prepared, they are ready. We take everything to the deeds office.
Who takes it to the details?
The attorneys.
Okay.
Okay, the 3 attorneys meet. That process, we call it lodgement. We're taking 3 different documents from 3 different attorneys. We put them together. We give them to an official. So that's the beginning of recording, or the beginning of transfer, which takes about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is all happening within this 3-month period that most
That's
people...
correct.
Aha.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else to remember around this particular process?
Just be sober when you buy a property.
Hey, sobriety.
It's a financial commitment, and it's a 20-year financial commitment.
Yeah.
Yes.
What comes after this? So once the transfer has gone through...
The property is yours.
Ne?
Yes.
This is probably the wrong time to be doing checks. You should have done them before.
Too late, you've entered into a contract.
But God forbid that you do have to do some checks and you do have to do some fix-ups.
Yes.
We've got
The
our
beauty is,
DIY.
as you listen to this show,
Yeah.
you have Mr. Cohen,
Exactly.
you have Gavin, you cannot go wrong.
There you have it.
Thank you.
Property 101. We've got Martin, he's in studio. We're going to talk exactly about that DIY as always. What do? You've bought it. It's there. It's there. It's now there. And then you find that there's all these issues with your property. We talk about that in a short while.
Congratulations to the award-winning weekend show.
What's up?
On FM